It's week 2 of the National Football League.
And coming up, we'll see Kenneth Walker. He ranks among the rushing leaders, 3rd in the league on the season.
It's the Seahawks and the Titans coming up next.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. They've been buoyed by getting 2 home games right at the start, and they come off a good victory in week 1. Meanwhile, for the visiting Titans, they come into this one after a loss in the opener, and they're in for another tough test here.
And what a battle for an organization to look at your schedule and see 2 road games to start the season and not have a letdown immediately. If you got to fight against that, they've got to come out ready to play.
The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. So the Titans set to go to work for the first time. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4".
And he comes off a tough opening matchup, threw way too many interceptions in that game. Definitely not the way you want to kick off a new season. So he said to himself, I got to throw that game out. I'm going to get a fresh start right here in week 2.
The first carry now for Tony Pollard. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. You talk about this Seahawk defense. And they've been excellent against the pass, the number 6 unit in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
Levis out of the gun on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
I'm quite sure that they envisioned a much better start to this game when they practiced all week. But they failed on that 3rd down play. That brings up 4th down, and they'll probably have to punt it away.
And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And they're led out by their mobile quarterback out of West Virginia. It's Geno Smith.
I still remember back in 2013 when he was drafted out of West Virginia. He was coming off of back-to-back 4,000-yard seasons for the Mountaineers. Hadn't seen as much game time in recent years, but at one point, a capable starter in the NFL.
And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. Off of play action, here's Smith. Shakes off the set, but now he's swallowed up and taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, that's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it and brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return, and it'll be Titan football. The Titans coming back onto the field for their second drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Levis looking to throw. Got his man, Okonkwo. 7 yards there and a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this is incomplete, but a flag back at the line of scrimmage. And this could be a first down. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Now Levis. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. In need of only about the length of the football here on second down. Here's Levis. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And now after that sack, we'll pause here a moment because someone was shaken up on that play. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Back to throw, Willis. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
I spotted man coverage on the outside. I expect we'll see a lot of that from this defense as this game moves on. And that was a good job there as that one was knocked away.
And this one is right through. And the Titans hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. So after drive number 3 here, we have a score, and it's 3 points after the field goal.
I would say the feeling out process for both these teams, I'd say it's over, partner. Everyone understands what's going on now. You've kind of probed a little bit. Now you want to start throwing the big shots. First 3 points up on the board could be significant.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Here's Smith. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Play action now. Levis. A short throw taken in by Okonkwo. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 6 catches, 55 yards.
And that was a nice job there pulling that one in. Now, this is an offense that will certainly spread the ball around a bit. And this is a guy the defenses had better focus on.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. 3rd and 5. Back to throw, it's Levis. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. Boy, every time I see speed like that off the edge, Charles, I just don't know how these offensive linemen do it. I would think that they would get called for holding every play, and maybe they should have been called for holding on that one.
Yeah, maybe not just holding, but sometimes you end up setting back in the offensive backfield a little bit farther to try and help you with the edge. That's a penalty as well. Sometimes you overset, they'll come inside of you. That's what speed does. It disrupts an offense. And right now, you've got to pay attention to this edge rusher on every single down.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So he gets too far beyond the line, and that's an easy call for the official.
Still first down.
Up the middle, here's Walker. And he'll push forward for a couple to the 34. The numbers for Walker last week. He was able to topple the 200-yard mark and a rushing touchdown for good measure.
And what I found surprising, all those yards he accumulated, only found the end zone one
just
time.
once.
That doesn't even seem fair, does it?
But still, the 200-yard mark, something he can always carry in his back pocket. Now third down is looming, a pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there. Now Geno. And that went to the right side and incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Tennessee offense set to go again. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Levis. A short throw taken in by Okonkwo. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 6. Levis back to throw. That'll be complete to Okonkwo. His 4th catch already in this first quarter. It's a first down.
A gain of 9 yards. First down, Tennessee.
Levis sets up to throw here. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Well, good hands there defensively. That's 2nd down.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Now again, it's Levis looking to throw it. This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But 3rd down coming up. Levis to throw it. And that's incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
On 4th down, Ryan Stonehouse on to punt. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Now the ball now going back over to the Seattle Seahawks offense. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I've not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
Yeah, I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Straight ahead, Walker. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Now we've got whistles and movement up front. I think this is against Seattle. Now after the false start, here's 2nd and 7. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48. You talk about this Titan defense. And this unit, very tough to throw against. Currently 2nd best in the NFL.
And hey, they were stingy in the opener. Didn't allow much of anything at all through the air. So now they come into week 2 saying, hey, let's see if we can do even better. Let's go ahead and get to that #1 spot.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Titans set and ready to go on offense. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. They'll set up to throw. That's complete to Traylon Burks. He'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He's got his target. That's complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
And that's how you pick up a 1st down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
They'll throw it again with Levis. A short throw taken in by Okonkwo. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming. Option play. Here's Pollard. Still going inside the 20. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Tony Pollard, his first touchdown of the new season, as his guys are able to extend their lead.
Well, earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead grows to 10-0. 5 plays there on that drive. And the finishing touch was that nice long run into the end zone. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Kenneth Walker headed back out there. A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We were watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complementary piece in the last game. You know, they're able to throw it pretty well. He ran it exceptionally, and they hope to continue that same formula in this game.
Complimentary with an E, not an I.
That's my English teacher right there.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Geno. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Geno now to throw. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the 1st down on a 13-yard run. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
They'll try the air now with Smith. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. The Seahawks at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And they've gotten a pretty good deal from the schedule makers as well. Home dates in Weeks 1 and 2.
And I would believe that they would need to take advantage of that, partner, because as you can imagine, the road dates will pile up later this season. So this is a great opportunity for them to put some early distance on the rest of the division and create a little bit of a cushion for them for later in the year.
They'll try for the first with Walker. Fights him off.
Holding. Offense.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. Now Smith. And that one too wide and incomplete. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
Offense back out there, and we shine the spotlight on the Memphis man, Tony Pollard. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Someone moved, flag is out. That's going to be 5 yards.
And that'll drive coaches crazy. You work all week on dealing with loud crowds, on dealing with motion, and then you have a guy jump.
So that'll set the offense back 5, make it 1st and 15. Back to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 46-yard line.
He'll drop to throw. Throw to the right, caught by Okonkwo. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Trying to run for it with Pollard. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35.
Brought down at the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 3. First down, Tennessee.
He'll look to throw. His throw incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Levis out of the gun on 3rd down. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
And he missed it. It's no good. And the lead will hold at 10.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. A shotgun snap for Smith. Open man is Barner, the tight end. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
He'll get that to Charbonnet. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
He'll get this complete to the tight end Barner. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A great play there. 27 yards. And the Seahawks have got it back to within a score.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. Out come the Titans now. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit and then to not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
This one downfield to Burks. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A gain there of 21 yards.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Levis looking to throw. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Now Levis. Here's a screen now for Pollard. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Here's Levis. And that one behind his receiver and incomplete.
And I feel like my man, Old Mo, momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3 and out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this 1-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Here's Smith. That's over the middle and caught by the rookie. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right. They'll fake it. Now Smith. He hits his target, Lockett. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. The time is called. Looks like a member of the Titans in some discomfort out there. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. In motion comes the tight end left. Now Geno. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
It's now second and 10.
From the gun, here's Smith. Left side complete to Lockett. And he's brought down at the 19 after a gain of 19. First down in the red zone.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Play action. It's Smith. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way, a dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense, because when he's doing that kind of work, it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back to that well. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 10. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. Now here's Jason Myers. He gets set for the Seahawk field goal. This from 36 yards out. Myers' kick is good. And that will cut the lead back down to 3 at 13-10. Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
Holding, receiving team.
So the hold on special teams backs him up all the way inside the 15 to start. Levis to throw it. A short throw taken in by Okonkwo. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. 2 yards to go, 2nd down.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Levis sets up to throw here. And that's incomplete.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position could get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his 2nd drop of the game. The time is called. Looks like a member of the Titans in some discomfort out there. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. They go back to Pollard on 2nd down. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 83 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. Levis. He'll find McMillan here. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Room to maneuver at the 35. And finally down at the 32-yard line. 11 more on that one and another first down.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Levis back to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Back to throw, it's Levis. $23 yards on the tuck and run. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Levis out of the shotgun now. He's got it. And it's a Titans touchdown. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Titans will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
And that's certainly an important score right there because they gave themselves a 2-score cushion heading towards halftime. Now you got to force the other team out of their comfort zone, and it changes the way you approach the second half as well. How you want to do things on offense, and your defense feels much better too, having that lead.
Extra point splits the uprights, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. There's the Titan kick team as they run up and send this one away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Throwing now is Geno. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Now Smith. And his pass incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So they decline the hold, and that's going to lead to a 4th down. Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. And this will be taken at the 13. It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we reach halftime here with the visiting Titans taking the lead into intermission. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2.
We'll begin just outside Washington at Commanders Field in Landover, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Jaden Daniels, a touchdown pass in the victory. From there, we'll head down to Charlotte to check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And it was the visiting Atlanta Falcons who come in and get the victory. Kirk Cousins, a touchdown pass in the victory. It was a strong first half for running back Tony Pollard. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, and we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side could play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Seahawk offense set to go to begin this third quarter. Well, the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense has thrown at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
Now a 2nd and 10. Now a play fake, and it's Smith. Throw out wide is incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
Well, if they have any designs on getting back into this football game in the second half, they're going to need to be much sharper offensively than they were on this opening possession. Not much happening here, and it'll lead to a 4th down.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. It's a 47-yard punt, return of 6. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Titans offense had quarterback Will Levis ready to go to work once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. They'll look to throw here. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Well, so far on this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
That pass taken in by Burks. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the 1st down. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now. He's been terrific so far. Now it's Lockett. 6-yard return after a punt of 48. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. And we will get another look at Seattle's offense. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Encroachment defense.
So step off the 5 yards.
Yeah, partner, you know, defensive end, he wants to get into the offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible. A little too quick on that one.
Geno now to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
He finds Smith and Jigba, and he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Walker with it. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape, and that is not going to get it done. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. The Titans offense and running back Tony Pollard set to go back to work. And you have to imagine this defense saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. So the drive's going to start with Pollard. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. 3rd down. Backed up here. Tough spot. Needing 11 yards to pick up the 1st. Working from the gun. Here's Levis. And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. And while all of that was going on with a sack, it appears, unfortunately, we have an injured player. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. Returnable for Lockett. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys are tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
Off of play action, here's Smith. He'll get that to Charbonnet. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football.
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
Smith now to throw. That completes it again to Metcalf. And the Seahawks are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Here's Walker. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal at the 7-yard line.
A nice little juke. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
It's now 3rd and goal.
Smith. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. Able to hold him to just 2 yards, and now it's 4th and goal.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So 3 points, maybe not a grand prize at this stage, but it does get them back within one score.
It certainly does, because now they stay within shouting distance, so that means everyone on your sideline stays engaged in this game. They know they still have a shot.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Holding, receiving team.
They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. And that often runs you into a penalty.
Sheds off the tackle. And he will finally be taken down, but not before he reaches the 38. The time is called. Looks like a member of the Titans in some discomfort out there. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Levis. And this will be incomplete.
But plain and simple, that's the second time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm is just off? He's got thrown off. He's got to wake up, enjoy the sunshine, and go play.
And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A big play there on the catch and run. 31 yards.
We spent a lot of time talking about what's going on the field. How about off the field with the evaluation? And they spent a lot of time saying, we've got to get a rookie in here who has big playability. And that's exactly what we're seeing here early in his career.
Drafted him in the spring. Here he is early in the fall making an impact. And Levis going back to the air. This will be caught at about the 6. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on 2nd and goal. This is caught by McMillan. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Here's Levis. A strong running. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th. Levis from the gun. That's to Burks, and he's got it. Touchdown, Tennessee. A 3-yard touchdown pass. And the Titans go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
Pushing his way through. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now Smith. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for third down.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up fourth down.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
The quick feet by Jackson. A 40-yard punt, give him 3 on the return, and it'll be Titan football.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Titans' offense set to begin the drive. The last time out, they had to march almost the full length of the field for their touchdown. So here, much easier, Charles, with this better starting field position.
I love your sarcasm, but I love even more your observation because, look, what they did last time out, now with a shorter field, they should have a lot of confidence that they're going to put more points up on the board.
Levis looking to throw. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Levis now off of play action. That is incomplete.
That's an excellent job right there on third down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's fourth down.
And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field.
Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
They'll get this out wide to Metcalf.
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
A gain of 9 yards. And the Seahawks first down. First and 10 at the 32.
They'll give it up to the big man Walker.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
No gain on the play. Second and 10 at the 32-yard line.
They'll fake it. Now Smith. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this third quarter of play. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. Throwing is Smith. And got his man complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. An excellent gain, 35 yards.
And here's a spot where this offense says, we got to start making something happen. We're down 2 scores. It's the fourth quarter. We've got to start moving with some urgency. And here's a big play that gives them a ray of hope that they can get back in this one.
Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. Now to the ground. Here's Walker.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown.
Jackson Smith-Njigba.
27 yards.
And the Seahawks have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth.
So they get the score, partner. Game's not over, but they still need some help here.
Agreed. They definitely need some help, but they took care of the first part by scoring themselves.
Now Myers for the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown. So that drives 7 plays in length.
And it was capped off by a Jackson Smith-Njigba touchdown catch.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long.
They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Levis sets up to throw here.
Forced out to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Boye Mafe
Picks up his second sack of the afternoon. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on third down.
Levis. He finds his man, Pollard.
And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a fourth down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Shoves him aside near the 35. A 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. And it feels like the momentum has shifted. They scored, then their defense forces that last punt. And now a chance to tie the game on this possession. Here's Walker to start the drive.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
The time is called. Looks like a member of the Titans in some discomfort out there. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Sticking with Walker on second down.
And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43.
88 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. 3rd and 3.
Play action. It's Smith. Rolling to his left. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play.
Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Levis to throw off play action.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Boye Mafe
getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
It's complete. Burks.
And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Back to throw, it's Levis.
Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Looking for Traylon Burks that time.
But it's going to be 2nd down.
Levis back to throw.
Keeps himself upright, and he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Well, if you're going to turn things around in a game like this, Charles, those are the kind of plays that you need.
And I just love the way that defense rallied to the football on that one. They got the completion, but he was smothered behind the line of scrimmage. And when you make tackles like that, your whole defense is going to be fired up. Really nice play getting to the ball.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now
as he's on to punt for Tennessee. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field.
Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Walker now on 1st and 10. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
And Metcalf going to have the Seahawks 1st down as he'll get this up to the 34-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
On the give, it's Walker.
There's a nice move.
He'll get it across the 35. It'll be 2nd down.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Walker. And he goes out right around the 39.
That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and 5.
He'll look to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 45-yard line.
Some concern out there right now as we got an injury stoppage. It's DK Metcalf who's getting some help following that last play.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Running right, here's Walker.
He's got it to the 43 here.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the 1st half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Here's 2nd and 8. They shakes him off. On the move to his left. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
From the gun, it's Walker.
And he stopped immediately there.
Tackled by Isaiah Simmons. Here's 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the Titans' 32-yard line.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
Ball start. Offense.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Back to throw here. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
Like any team playing, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least if they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Eluding the pressure right. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
Okay, we've seen plenty of games. We've been there before. They thought they had this one over with. If they could have stopped them right there on that down, now they've got to continue to play. That's going to be tough.
That's tough because it was such great coverage. They had them blanketed, especially there in the secondary, but, hey, took off and found a way.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
Up the middle, here's Walker. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, this feels like a late season game, even though it's just week 2. Here's a big third down. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Here we go. First and goal. They'll fake the jet sweep and go instead with Walker.
And he powers through the first wave, but he's going to be swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage. From back at the 4, here's second and goal.
At the 4-yard line.
And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. That's to his running back, complete. A great open field tackle that's going to stop him shy of the goal line. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing.
We got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on first down.
Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter.
Another run on second down, trying to cover up. And he is going to have a Titans first down, and that should just about do it.
A gain of 16 yards. First down, Tennessee.
Well, you really can't ask for much more than what we just had here. Not only a close game that went down to the wire, Charles, but a clean one, too. No turnovers in this contest.
And I think you're exactly right about that. To me, this is just a pair of offenses trying to find the slightest bit of separation from each other. And they were both hoping that the other side would make the big mistake first. But today, neither side made that mistake. And what we got, a very entertaining game throughout.
So for the Titans, they did what they needed to do. They split their first 2 road games of the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans. Meanwhile, for Seattle, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.